Welcome back to Talk Tennis. We've got a special guest in the studio today. He played on the ATP tour for a while and had the opportunity to duke it out with some of the more recognizable names that are still currently on the circuit. After retiring from professional tennis, he then went on to teach tennis right here in Los Angeles at the Beverly Hills Country Club and also pursue acting, in which he scored some pretty awesome roles on shows like 24, Monk, and one of my personal favorites, CSI. I'm looking forward to picking his brain about the behind the scenes of tennis. So now, let's welcome Kelly Gullett to the Talk Tennis studio. Dun, dun, dun. Ta-da! There's your theme music. Thank you for coming on Talk Tennis.
Thank you for having me. When you sent me the text message, I'm like, yes. Finally, my life has now come full circle.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little tennis, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
When did you go pro?
So I turned pro after my senior year at Pepperdine. First 2 years I played at Fresno State, then my last two at Pepperdine. I was a three-time All-American, NCAA finalist in doubles, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good times.
Who was your doubles partner?
Robert Lindstedt, he was from Sweden. He played Davis Cup for Sweden, and great player, was top 5 in the world in doubles.
Are you guys still in touch?
No.
Did you play singles as well, or just doubles?
So I played singles in college, but then when I turned pro, I had a lot of early success playing doubles, and I was like, okay, I think I can, do really well, make money. So I just basically stuck to playing doubles.
When did you start playing tennis? At what age?
I started
straight out of the womb, or?
No, not even close. I started when I was 9, which was almost too late.
Did you always want to go pro after you started playing, or is it kind of something that just evolved over time?
No, I started, and in 1 year I was already top 10 in Southern Cal. And I'm like, God, this is what I want to do. I want to be pro. I want to be the best that I can be.
You're like, I'm so good already, I might as well.
No, I didn't say that, Kerry.
I'm kidding.
It was just really fun.
And then when did you kind of retire from the whole pro thing?
I retired, I think, when I was 24.
Who are some players that you played that are recognizable names on the circuit still to this day, perhaps,
well,
So
I played against Roddick. He's obviously retired. James Blake, Marty Fish, the Bryans. I guess they're all kind of retired except for the Bryan brothers, but all great guys.
How important is coaching?
I basically had one coach, and he didn't always travel with me because that was like a huge expense that I couldn't float myself. But when he would travel with me, oh my goodness, it was so good to have that person that was just always motivating you, keeping you on track. And that is what, a good coach does.
I feel like that is something that comes up a lot, is the expense of a coach and of a team for a tennis player. And I feel like a lot of professional players can't afford it. So are there a lot of people on the tour that just don't have coaches, or? Yeah,
absolutely. There's so many different ways that you guys, sometimes players will split the cost of a coach. So 2 or 3 guys will hire someone for a few weeks. And, but for the most part, if you're not at the really top level, or if your family isn't, uber wealthy, or if you're not being supported by your federation, it's really tough to have somebody traveling with you all the time. And that's what you need. You need a support system. You need your coach. You need, a trainer. All that just really helps you to go to the next level.
It's a sometimes hard sport on you guys because it's pretty much year round. And you don't get a ton of breaks. You're always traveling. So how is that, on mentally and physically and everything else, emotionally, dating, social life, all of that?
So basically you live out of a bag. So I would come home to my parents' house, and I basically would do wash, and I wouldn't even put my clothes back on hangers or anything. I just put it right back into my, my travel bag, because I didn't know where I was going, when I was going, and then before you knew it, 3 days later, I was off. You're just trying to find your way out there, which can be a little overwhelming at times.
So tell me about one of your maybe favorite places that you went.
Prague. Loved Prague.
Okay.
Beautiful. I didn't do very well that week, but I got to see the city.
I
got to go to Prague. And I remember thinking, God, this place is gorgeous. I just want to come back here for 2 weeks.
And have you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, it's still on the bucket list then.
Yes.
So that's probably one huge benefit to being a tennis player is you guys get to check out some pretty awesome places.
Yeah, and most of the time it's just the tennis courts.
So you don't get any free time unless you lose, I guess?
I mean, yes, it's like you travel, you lose, and it's like, all right, great, I get to see the city now.
You better get back to Prague sometime soon, you know? Come on.
Do you want to go?
Yes, I want to go.
Right, let's go then.
Should we make some plans?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
All
Then
right.
after this, we'll start looking at flights.
All right.
Who are like some of the players that are on the tour now, men and women, who you kind of admire?
Djokovic, the guy's amazing. You hear his commentary and how it's important to him not only to play good as a player, but he also wants to be a good person and a good man, and there's no difference between the two. And I find that so interesting, and it really resonates with me because sometimes in matches you have to dig yourself out of holes,
Right.
and you have to deal with stuff that you weren't ready for, and sometimes in real life you have to do the same thing.
I love Djokovic for this reason, but also because he's really entertaining to watch.
I agree with you, and I think along with that, I think once he started to get more serious, and he kind of felt like, I think he kind of cut a little bit of that out.
Yeah, well, I feel like he was getting criticized sometimes about being such a jokester on the court, but I personally liked it, you know, and those critics I think are wrong. I thought it added to the entertainment value of the sport, which could use a little bit kind of like picking up sometimes.
I agree.
So,
I miss it.
whatever.
Yeah.
Bring it back,
Yeah,
Joke. Do
come
it.
on.
Mostra di apprezzare la musica.
How about females?
I love Serena.
Okay.
I love just seeing her journey. I remember actually playing a tennis tournament, and she actually played in it at the same time that I did when we were really, really, really young. It was like the 10,
awesome.
I think I was like, 12 or something. And it was just, it's great to see her story.
Speaking about the men and the women, what's your opinion about this whole equal prize money
see.
debate? Are you keeping your mouth sealed again?
I knew you were gonna ask me this question. I think both the men and the women are huge draws.
Yeah.
So I think they should get equal pay.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Very political. After tennis is out of the way, what did you get into after you retired? from
So
the
I
tour?
started coaching. I coach at a private club now in Beverly Hills, which is great. We have great membership, and it's really fun. And I love tennis. It's such a people's game.
Yeah.
You get to really have great connections and make lasting friendships.
So we have to get on the court sometime.
Yes, we do.
You can teach me a few things here,
I possibly could, Kerry.
I need to get more consistent. So can you help me with that?
I certainly can, yes.
I mean, I've got a good amount of power.
I've heard about that about you. Like, you hit the ball really hard.
Yeah, I hit the ball really hard. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay in as much as it used to.
I can fix you.
Yeah?
I don't know.
What was it like transitioning though from the pro tour to being an instructor?
I think the biggest thing is it's not about you anymore.
Yeah.
It's about the person on the other side of the court.
Who would you say on the women's tour right now is like your celebrity crush? There's gotta be one that you kind of got the hots for.
Does it have to be current?
No, not necessarily. Well,
Okay.
let's do both. Let's do
course,
whatever
let's
you're
do both.
thinking,
Okay.
and then let's do current too.
Well, who can go wrong with Anna Kournikova?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think she was a pretty popular one.
Yes, and Jeannie Bouchard's a cutie.
Jeannie is. I actually got to meet her
Oh,
at
really?
Indian Wells.
Nice.
Yes, it's got a good energy about her.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so just to add to the appeal,
Yeah.
as if she needed any more appeal to the male species. Okay, well, I've got some games
All
for
right,
you.
let's do it.
Tsonga. Looking mighty handsome in his zebra.
That looks pretty fierce right there.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Then, Dominic Thiem, who do you think wore this better?
Oh my goodness, Tsonga.
You go with Tsonga?
Yes, easily.
If Tsonga wins that round, let's add Berdych to the mix. Now, who wore it better? Who is the final winner?
Tsonga.
Tsonga.
Easily.
Dun, 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 dun. Yay! Angelique Kerber or Simona Halep.
I'm saying Simona Halep.
And then we add this little foxy lady in,
Ooh.
Ivanovic. So now, who takes the title?
Ivanovic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's kind of gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
How does
has some like pretty good hairstyles sometimes, you know, in the past and in the present. So we're gonna play Name That Do.
All right.
All right, so who is this?
Oh, that's Venus.
Yes, it is. Congratulations.
Yes!
Ding, 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 ding,
All
ding, ding. You are correct. How about this one?
Mr. McEnroe.
Good job. You're 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
You're just killing it right now.
I forget his name.
Oh, am I gonna get you on one of these?
You got me. You got me.
Okay, this is Dustin Brown.
Of course it is.
Okay, this one. Now, if you don't get this one, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you.
I'm thinking maybe it's like Jim Courier or is it Michael Chang? Okay, it's Andre Agassi.
Nice work. The mullet, the famous
Thank you.
mullet. Now this one, you kind of have to get this one.
Oh my
especially
goodness.
After what you said earlier.
It's Anna.
It's Anna.
I just called to say I love you.
Thanks for coming on here.
Absolutely.
Hug.
One of these days, I'm gonna get Kelly on the court and see if he can teach me a few things. But until then, if you want to reach out to Kelly, you can do so by emailing him at thekellygullett@gmail.com, or you can follow him on Instagram at Kelly Gullett, or you can creep on him on Facebook as well. See you guys next week.
Let's get ready to